You wake before dawn on plated pandanus matting with salt and tar already in the air. Beneath you, the double hulls breathe and knock against the sea. You are the wayfinder on a Polynesian voyaging canoe, far from the last island, with only star paths ahead. The sound that finds you first is water slapping the lashed booms. Men murmur in the half-dark, passing boards and feeling for coiled ropes. The woven crab-claw sail hangs loose above you. Beyond its edge, the sky is still closed, a black shell without a seam. You crawl forward between baskets of dried breadfruit, coconuts, and smoked fish. The deck is springy under your feet, where Senate cord binds wood to wood. A child sleeps against her mother by the lee hull. Beside the steering paddle, a bailer waits, hollowed from breadfruit timber. The cold of pre-dawn wind moves through your bark-cloth cape and along your ribs. You lift your head and taste the air. No scent of land yet, only open ocean. You watch the low cloud banks and the dark line of swell running from the quarter where your memory says dawn will break. Before first light, you kneel by the star compass fixed in your mind. You do not scratch it into wood. You carry it in your chest. Each house of rising and setting has a name. You whisper them once, touching the canoe rail, and keep the bow on its promised path. When the eastern edge pales, you study the sea itself. Two swells cross under the hulls. One is long and patient from the trade wind. The other comes faint from a distant quarter, enough to trouble the ankles. Your knees read what eyes cannot. You call softly to the helmsman. A youth brings you a gourd of water and a scrap of fermented breadfruit. You chew slowly, then send him to trim the mat sail. Another man checks lashings with an adze peg. You set tasks without raising your voice. On a canoe this far out, waste and shouting both travel badly. Sun comes up red through a rack of cloud. Flying fish burst from the bow wave, flashing silver, then vanish. You mark their direction in the wind on your cheek. A frigate bird would mean more than this. Still, every small sign belongs somewhere, and you keep each one. The weight settles in your belly. If your reckoning slips by even a little, the canoe may pass an island beyond the horizon and never know it. No chief stands over you. The pressure is harder than that. Every child aboard breathes by the steadiness of your memory. A woman unties a parcel of kava roots saved for prayer. And you feel the priest's silence from the stern as sharply as any spoken rebuke. He watches the clouds and says nothing. You prefer anger. Silence leaves room for doubt, and doubt breeds in the gaps between swells. The sun climbs high. Heat presses off the deck planks and dries salt on your forearms. You shade your eyes with one hand and scan for the color change that might betray shallow water, for cloud that stands in one place too long, for birds that leave and return before night. At midday, you correct the course by the swell alone, because the stars are hidden and the sun gives only broad guidance now. You feel the canoe lift, hesitate, and settle. Your fear is plain. Miss the island, and the food baskets grow lighter, while the sea stays endless. Then a shout comes from the bow. A tangle of floating branches rolls in the troughs beside you. Fresh enough that the leaves still hold green. You crouch at the gunwale, heart beating in your throat, and touch one wet twig as if it might answer. The crew gathers close. Someone points upward. White turns wheel, then stream away in a fixed line before circling back. You stand straighter. Birds do not sleep on open water if they can help it. You watch their angle, the hour, the reach of their flight, and choose. You order the sail eased, and the canoe turned a little into the new sign. The helmsman digs the great steering paddle deep. Senate ropes creak, the hull leans. You keep your face steady for the others, though inside you count every league already traveled and every one still empty. By afternoon, the sea changes under your feet. The long swell remains, but another rebound comes against it, short and irregular, as if something far off is sending the ocean back. You know that motion. Land does this. Reef does this. Your mouth softens, though you do not speak yet. The smell reaches you before sight. Not flowers, not wood smoke, just a damp,
green breath carried thin across the water, mixed with seabird droppings and living earth. Men lift their heads one after another. Even the children stop fidgeting. The canoe seems to lean into it. Cloud piles on the western rim, dark below and bright above. Its underside holds a greenish cast that makes your skin prickle. You have watched such clouds sit above islands.
Fed by slopes and trees, you send one man aloft on the platform to look until his eyes ache. He calls down that he sees birds crossing low at intervals, never high, never lost. You change watches, paddlers take their places to help the sail. Their blades enter and leave the water together, and the sound is a soft, steady beat against the hiss of the wake.
Foam begins to gather in broken streaks where the water had been clean blue all day. You taste more salt on the wind and feel the unease that comes with hidden reef. Land near dark can kill as readily as save. You station men with poles and sharp eyes. Light thins into bronze and violet. The priest mixes kava in a wooden bowl and offers the first drops to Tangaroa.
Then to the ancestors who taught star paths before your grandfather's grandfather. You drink after him. The bitter root numbs your tongue and steadies your hands. The evening meal is small, a strip of smoked fish, soft coconut flesh scraped with a shell, a little water, measured, never gulped. Around you tired bodies loosen. No one sings yet. Every face keeps turning toward the same dark quarter where the cloud still stands. Night returns carefully. One by one, the stars open again, and there between sea and sky, you finally catch it. A hard black interruption under the cloud bank, then another. Palm crowns perhaps, a ridge. You do not cheer. You breathe out, long, and keep the canoe wide of the reef. When the canoe glides into calmer water behind the break, you kneel and lay your palm on the damp rail. The wood is warm from the day, the spray cool across your knuckles. Beyond the dark shore, insects begin their thin song. Could you have survived this job? Be honest.